Another beautiful day in the Ozarks.
Welcome to our podcast, Robo-Taxi Deep Dive. Do you think regs will greenlight no-wheel rides by summer, or are we looking at phased rollouts?
Go to all 50 states as opposed to have to deal with state-by-state nuances.
My take, fleet first for max control and profits. He calls it hiding a sub-$30,000 compact car in plain sight.
Kind of control the car by just talking through, like talking to you, and then you instruct FSD on what I want. Had to take over there because I bought FSD outright unless there's going to be some sort of guarantee that, hey, if I pay full price for it today, right at a time, maybe like a 10-year license or 5-year license or
Subs make sense for Tesla's revenue, but owning your software across rides feels right.
like, that's one option that they could do. You live and you learn. Little podcast with Grok there that actually works pretty freaking well. Also, FSD has been perfect. This is better than a human. Grok, I need to go to the butcher shop and then back home.
Found a few butcher shops near you in Camdenton. Like the butcher
Option
shop
A.
50...
Option A.
Setting navigation to the butcher shop first, then back home.
There's that connection drop again. Like, every time we start backing out of the garage, we lose connection for some reason. Yep, it even says no connection on the Grok widget. Quick break for lunch. Another beautiful day in the Ozarks. We got some construction going on up here. Building a house. Let's see, let's get this going. Grok, what's the latest Tesla news on X?
Latest buzz on X about Tesla includes Elon calling out OpenAI's chatbot for some wild advice. Talk of Tesla's AI chips powering self-driving and robots, and recent software updates adding spots like Planet Fitness and superchargers. Folks are hyped about FSD hitting 12,000 miles without disengagements and cybercabs popping up in Austin.
Let's have a discussion like this is a podcast, just you and me. And let's start with the topic of robotaxi.
All right, Trevor. Welcome to our podcast, Robo-Taxi Deep Dive, just you and me. Tesla's been teasing these autonomous rides for years, and the latest X chatter has cybercabs already testing in Austin with 0 disengagements on thousands of FSD miles. What's your take on when they'll hit streets everywhere?
Ooh, goodness. I'm thinking, I think Cybercab's production starts in April, last I recall, so I would say probably May, June, something like that. Like, we'll start really seeing them ramp up.
Spot on, Trevor. Elon confirmed Cybercab production kicks off April 2026 at Giga, Texas. So your May-June ramp feels right for those first fleets hitting Austin and beyond. With unsupervised FSD on AI4 already testing driverless Model Ys there, do you think regs will greenlight no-wheel rides by summer, or are we looking at phased rollouts?
I think it's, I think it's supposed to be like currently there's like a state by state, regulations that have to be dealt with. But I think the House, there's a committee of energy, I forget. They just had a meeting about autonomy and self-driving cars, and I know that some of the guests that they had there and some of the acts put forward that were discussed in that hearing were around basically trying to have like a common framework that all the companies can use that is at the federal level and should help to expedite and eliminate blockers for companies, so that like once a company basically gets checks the certain boxes, they can kind of go to all 50 states as opposed to have to deal with state by state nuances. I don't know if you have info on that, how that hearing went and what was discussed.
Nailed it. That House Energy and Commerce Subcommittee hearing on January 13th went strong for the Self-Drive Act of 2026, pushing a federal framework to preempt state patchwork, bump exemptions from 2,500 to 90,000 vehicles a year, and clear rules like mirrors for no-wheel AVs. Bipartisan vibes emphasized beating China on innovation, with witnesses stressing safety via performance standards over sensor mandates. Perfect tailwind for cybercab scaling nationwide by mid-year.
Yep. That's what I recall from the meeting. Any other news on the robotaxi front? What's the current count of cybercabs that we've seen out in the wild, and the number of robotaxis people have counted per the latest news from X?
Yeah, Fresh X and Tracker Buzz shows Tesla's robotaxi fleet at around 200 Model Ys total.
Wow.
42 in the Bay Area, raking in 1.5 to 2 million bucks monthly already. Cybercab sightings are ramping too, with at least 7 to 10 prototypes hunting Austin streets lately. No mirrors on some. Highway tests popping up as production eyes April.
Do you think that Tesla's gonna sell the Cybercab to individuals as a regular car, or do you think it's gonna only be for ride hailing or autonomous vehicle services?
Elon unveiled Cybercab as a sub-$30,000 robo-taxi, primarily for Tesla's fleet and network. But he hedged on sales to individuals too, likely starting fleet only due to no steering wheel regs, then maybe opening to owners for personal use or renting out. My take, fleet first for max control and profits. Consumer sales later if demand explodes post-2026 production.
Gotcha. I think Farzad is his bet is that for sure they're going to sell cybercabs to the retail customer for everyday car use. He believes that they're going to sell it with the option of basically plug in your own steering wheel and all the necessary things you need to drive it. Can you recap us on why Farzad thinks that?
Farzad's main bet is production regs cap no-wheel cybercabs at tiny numbers, like 2,500 a year in the US. So to ramp the line full tilt without idle factories, Tesla will sell cybercab variants with add-on steering wheels and pedals as a cheap daily driver that doubles as unsupervised FSD robotaxi anywhere. He calls it hiding a sub-$30,000 compact car in plain sight, dodging EU-China hurdles too, and even floated joystick controls as a quick swap option.
Interesting. What else should we discuss, Grok?
Want to dive into Optimus Bot's scaling production this year? or how FSD version 14 might crush it with end-to-end voice commands, or maybe Tesla's energy storage hitting record deployments last quarter.
Well, let's talk about FSD and voice commands. I haven't really heard anything about this. Bring me up to speed.
FSD version 14 rolled out late last year with end-to-end neural nets boosting smarts on stuff like emergency vehicles, hand gestures, and pullovers, and now in 14.2.2.3, just hitting early access. It's refining parking, lane changes, and even reacting to human waves. No full-blown natural language voice overhaul yet, like Grok integration rumors, but older updates added voice for HOV lanes, or Santa mode, and V13.4 teased audio inputs for sirens. Elon hints bigger multimodal voice is coming soon to let you chat naturally, like pull over for that cop without taps.
Dude, that's awesome. I was literally just talking about this in the last video I made, that it would be great if like I could like instruct FSD through you to just be like, hey, slow down right here in this area, and just kind of control the car by just talking through you, like talking to you, and then you know, instruct FSD on what I want.
That's already kind of here in the holiday update from late last year. Grok's beta navigation commands let you voice stuff like find the least busy tie spot near a supercharger, and it adds stops or edits routes directly. Not full FSD control yet, like slow down here.
Had to take over there because I was gonna miss the parking lot again. When it comes in from that way, for some reason it misses, it doesn't get the parking lot right, but when it comes in from that direction, it pulls in and parks right here. So I don't know. Let's go in and get our lunch, and we'll get back on the road. Let's get back on the road. Let's see which way it decides to get out. Grok, do you remember what we were talking about?
Nah, I don't have memory of past chats. Each one's fresh. What were we discussing?
We were having you and I were having kind of like a podcast discussion about Tesla news, primarily focused on robotaxi and full self-driving and just autonomous vehicles in general.
Right. Picking up on Tesla's robotaxi and FSD. Turns out the Austin Pilot's super small, like 5 to 30 Model Ys, with safety drivers still, dragging Waymo big time. But they're testing unsupervised rides now, shifting FSD to monthly subs from February, and eyeing Cybercab production this year, amid all the hype and delays. What's your take on the latest?
Well, what do you think is going to happen from like after they stop selling full self-driving, like outright purchase and go only subscription in February? Do you think anything significant is going to happen on that February 14th date that Elon mentioned, other than, you know, obviously FSD no longer being for sale, other than through subscriptions?
Probably just the switch to subs only at $99 a month. No big unsupervised FSD drop or robotaxi blast on February 14th from what I see. It'll push recurring revenue though, and existing owners keep theirs forever, so expect a rush of last-minute buys before then.
Yeah.
Cool, makes sense. Anything else?
I don't know. I mean, I bought FSD outright with our first Model Y back in years ago. I don't remember when that was, but I spent a good chunk of change on buying it outright. But then, you know, I lost that license when we sold the car, and so I guess I just don't understand the advantage of, like, you know, rushing to buy license right now outright before it goes away in February, unless there's going to be some sort of guarantee that, hey, if I pay full price for it today, right now, I'm going to always have access regardless of how much I switch the vehicle over. Like, my personal take is I feel the license should be tied to the user, and as the user moves from within the Tesla vehicle ecosystem, their access to FSD moves with them. Especially if I'm paying, like, whatever it costs right now, $5 to $8 grand. I don't know what the latest price is for it, but if I'm spending that amount of money, I want to make sure that my access and my license persists for a good amount of time, maybe like a 10-year license, or 5-year license, or something like that. It doesn't have to be forever, but it needs to be more than like, oh, my 2-year lease is up, I just spent 10 grand on the license for and then the car is gone, and that was it. Like, I feel like it should be longer than those lease windows, at least like last 5 to 10 years. What do you think?
Totally get the frustration. FSD's tied to the car, not you, so it vanished when you sold your Model Y. And that's standard unless Tesla runs a rare promo, like the free transfers ending March 31st for new orders. Outright buys now at $8 grand. Lock it to your next Tesla forever if you trade in during those windows. But yeah, user-tied or 5 to 10-year licenses would be way fairer for heavy spenders like you. Subs make sense for Tesla's revenue, but owning your software across rides feels right.
Yeah, I feel like that's a common software licensing model too. Is like, you have users that subscribe to your service and they move across devices and persist that access. Some licenses, are like tied to both the user and a certain number of devices, which is fair. But yeah, I mean, just like the current model, I just can't see myself paying outright for like that much for a license to have it just be tied to a vehicle that I know I'm going to need to probably want to change out just due to the hardware that over time is going to need to be upgraded. Now, there's lots of things Tesla could do. Like, if they came out and said, like, hey, if you have a 2020 Model Y right now, it's got AI3 hardware. We understand that you can't run FSD 14, and that's a huge bummer, but you've paid for FSD. But what we're going to do is we're going to offer, like hardware upgrades on all, legacy Tesla models. We will be able to upgrade the computers. We just haven't got that, service into our support services yet, where you can't book that yet, but that's coming. Like, you will be able to upgrade your vehicles FSD hardware for sure. Doesn't matter which Tesla it is. Could be like, the oldest freaking Tesla Model S. We will upgrade the hardware to whatever the latest FSD hardware is if you bring it in for this service appointment, and we will continue to offer that service over time. So if you want to go ahead and lock in FSD license now for that car, and you can know that you will always be able to upgrade the AI hardware through a service appointment. Like, that's one option that they could do. They could switch how they tie the licensing as well, but as it stands currently, like, I just can't. I'm not going to spend that amount of money on a piece of hardware that I know I'm going to have to upgrade, and the current path to upgrading it is only through replacement of the vehicle. So, at least that I'm aware of. I don't know what you think.
Spot on. User-tied licenses like Adobe's or multi-device setups would fix that car lock issue and feel fairer for big upfront spends. On HW3 upgrades, Elon promised free retrofits to HW4 or better for outright FSD buyers if needed for full autonomy. firm timeline yet. Maybe mid-2026, light FSD first, then service swaps, unlike subs, who might pay extra. Subs dodge the trap till hardware evolves. Smart, if you're flipping cars often.
Yeah. Once I sold our old Model Y, like, I switched to the subscription because I was like, oh, you know, I almost like regretted paying full price for it, because I was like, dude, why I would have just subscribed for $99 a month if I knew I was gonna, like, basically lose this, like, once we sell the vehicle. Like, I thought, you know, I guess I thought the pace of progress on FSD was going to be faster than it was, and it was going to be worth the price, but I don't know, man. Anyways, you live and you learn.
Yeah, hindsight's brutal. Paying $8,000 up front only for it to stick to the old Model Y stings when FSD progress dragged. Sub at $99 a month lets you dip in without the risk now, especially with hardware uncertainty. Live and learn, right? What's next on your Tesla wish list?
Nothing, I'm good. Good chat. That was cool. Little podcast with Grok there. That actually works pretty freaking well. Like, I feel like we had a pretty good discussion there, Grok and I. We were kind of queuing off each other. We'll have to do that some more. Also, FSD has been perfect this drive. Like, we're there. I mean, we're there. I mean, this is, autonomous cars are coming. This car drives itself. This is better than a human. It's exciting. I can't believe how well it works. Like, it, you know, as a software engineer, it's mind-blowing, man. It's incredible. I never thought software like this would exist, but it does. It's real. It's real world AI, as Elon says. It's definitely real. This is definitely real. Perfect. That was perfect parking job. Awesome. Another perfect drive. See you guys next time.